So I followed 2A news and I found myself watching clips of the President Biden and Kamala Harris, our vice president, saying that they've closed the gun show loophole, saying that now everyone will get background checks. Let me state, as a person who has bought from an online gun show, they're fucking lying. So I bought two firearms using online companies, or online gun show, I should say. One was a 380 pistol, which I was not allowed to actually uh, get from the shop that I shipped it to. That's right. Even if you buy from a gun show, they will send it to a gun shop where you actually have to pass a background check. That's why I can tell you they're lying. So, and it has to follow the laws of that state. In fact, if you go on to any gun show or any online seller, they will list that in the description. You have to make sure it's registered state, and if they can't send it to you, like if it's like a big name brand, they will actually just not send it to you. So the first one was a pistol. The second one was a shotgun. I had to go through a background check for the shotgun, which I was allowed to purchase, and it's just like if I went to a store and purchased it the same way. You still have to follow the laws. And at the time, I had to wait 30 days, or you have to wait 30 days if you purchased like another firearm at the time, and then you have to wait like another 30 days after that. Basically, that's how California works. Now, each state has their own rules on that, so no matter what, they're lying when they're telling you that you now have to, you're now going to be able to pass back have background checks. It's not true at all. What they're actually doing is pretty sneaky, which is they're basically doing an end run around the checks and balances and your civil rights. In their civil rights, you have in 2A, as we call it, or Second Amendment rights. You have the right to bear arms. That also means that I can sell or trade or give to somebody else, and they can't even make the argument that you're not following a background check, because under current law you still have to do a background check because you send it to a gun store. The other person picks up the gun after they pass the background check, and they did everything like they were supposed to. So there's no legal way for you to skip the background check. In fact, the president's own son actually falsified a document, and that's how he got caught doing that. I believe he was on drugs at the time, so he's basically breaking two or three laws at that time, because you're not supposed to do that while you're intoxicated. What do I mean by they broke the checks and balances? Well, in order to pass a law, well, the executive branch can enforce the law. In fact, they're in charge of all law enforcement. The Congress actually has to pass laws. In fact, the only ones who can do a kind of a temporary law is, or one that they can repeal at any time, is Supreme Court, but it's supposed to be like kind of a band aid. It's not supposed to be. It can be easily overturned by either of the other branches, or correction, by Congress itself. If Congress does a decides to make a law against that, unless it violates the Constitution, that's the only way you can get something through. So I recommend anybody who saw the thing. I saw it on Colin Noir. Sorry, I get his name wrong. But if you follow, you should start following 2A News if you're a fellow gun owner and you found out about this. There are a lot of gun rights groups that are fighting stuff like this, and I hope they overturn this because this is freaking ridiculous. So they want us to register our firearms illegally, which you're not supposed to do, and they also want it so we can't even sell our firearms, even if we're trying to get rid of them for profit. We're supposed to just give them away, I guess, even though we spent like hundreds of dollars potentially on the firearm, or in some cases, especially with taxes and all the fees and everything the government stacks on, thousands of dollars. Yeah, This is why I will not be voting for Biden when we come down to November. Stuff like this.